My name is Edghill, Minister of Tourism for Barbados.
Minister, thank you so much for joining Breaking Travel News here at World Travel Market on the Barbados stand, which is buzzing. First of all, if you wouldn't mind, give us a little bit of a market update.
Well, we're here, and thank you very much again for coming by and obviously having a conversation with us. We obviously started this week with our Minister's reception, where we invited members of the travel trade to come and celebrate with us, an opportunity to update the travel advisors on what we're doing. We then came here from Tuesday and did a similar thing. It's important. We have over 21 persons who have flown from Barbados to be here on the stand with us. And as you can see, it's very busy. Everybody seems to be very, very engaged. And that tells the story for Barbados. The fact that we are very busy here also says that we're very busy in Barbados. But what we're doing here whilst we're here is seeking to get even more business. So we had an opportunity to speak to the trade in general, the airlines, as well as other travel partners, the tour operators, the travel agents, and others, with that view of how best we can go about increasing business. At the same time, what we do is we take feedback. Feedback is always critical and vital for the market, so we can see if there are any areas we need to improve upon, or what is going well for us and what is selling, and how best can we improve the market. So along those lines, I can say that those who've flown there are currently meeting with those thousands of participants who are here at World Travel Market 2025 in places that's going well.
And why don't you give us a little bit of a rundown of all of the things that you've been up to? There's so much new product, there's so much going on in Barbados.
Yes. And we start with the product. Of course, we have a number of new builds coming on stream. We're getting ready very shortly to open Indigo, which is the first of its kind brand in Barbados on the south coast. We also have the Blue Monkey be opening next year. And thereafter, we have a slew of hotel projects in the pipeline that are currently under construction, including the Royalton on the west coast of Barbados. We also have the Pendry that's currently under construction. And then there are others who will be coming on board. And we'll be happy to tell you about those later. But in effect, what we are seeing, based on the projects in the pipeline, that we will have close to 1,600 hotel rooms between now and 2029 opening. Of course, that means that it's good business for the destination. We've also had an opportunity to share that message with the travel trade, because it's always good to let the travel trade know what new products are coming on the stream. And they're absolutely delighted that we are bringing those new products on stream in Barbados.
And of course, you've not just been focusing on new builds and new construction, but you've also been upgrading existing iconic properties.
That is correct. Across the island, we've had a number of upgrades going on. And every year you have, including indigenous hotel brands in Barbados, that will close for a very short period of time to refurbish, install any new equipment that they need to install. And that's going well. The former Elegant brand, which is now the Marriott Hotel brand, they have additional 3 properties to reopen, and those will reopen next year. They have spent over US $150 million in investment upgrading their 7 properties on the island. So those are things to look forward to. In addition to that, you have a number of new restaurants, both on the south and west coast of Barbados. We're very pleased with how the restaurants are coming on. As you're well aware, Barbados is we refer to as the culinary capital of the Caribbean. And obviously, our visitors who come to Barbados, especially from the UK market, they like to know that when they come to Barbados, they have something new to look forward to. So we are also working on attractions as well. We have a number of new attractions that we're going to build out over the next couple of years. And again, once we're in a position to communicate those, then we will obviously come here once again at World Travel Market and let the travel trade know what we're doing. But overall, I'm pleased with the amount of spend in terms of refurbishments that we're doing. It helps to maintain and refresh the property, but it also makes us even more competitive. And that's what we want to do. Rather than falling behind the curve, we're ahead of the curve, and that's what we're about.
And I've heard the word on the street is that soon I'm going to be able to dine with a Bajan.
That is correct. It's a new policy position. It's initially spearheaded by the Prime Minister of Barbados, who suggested us that we should come up with a concept. The BTMI came up with that concept. We will be launching that concept when I return to Barbados this month, actually. Once we launch that concept, what essentially it will feature is that you will have visitors on island who will be able to sit and dine and have traditional meals with Barbadians. And that, we believe, is going to be a lovely touch. It also helps to deepen our community tourism product. We're oysters and the sustainability efforts that we have there. But we're seeking out to develop even further by going into the hands and giving the visitor that true Barbadian experience. They're accustomed to the warmth, the friendliness of Barbadians, but they will now have an opportunity to sit in their homes and enjoy a comfortable meal. And of course, Barbados is the birthplace of rum. So a meal without a rum at the end of the meal, obviously, cannot be allowed to go unnoticed, and therefore we will have that opportunity as well.
And I believe you've been doing some little tastings here during World Travel Market.
Yes, and not only tastings, we've had, as you know, when we come to this market, we always like to bring a chef with us and a mixologist, and we are fortunate on this occasion. But what we also did, we have, UK is known as a cricketing nation in addition to being a football nation. We've had Dr. the Right Honorable Desmond Haynes, who is here with us, not just stand. Obviously, he had an opportunity today between 1 and 2, whereas that meet and greet session, and that went really, really well. And if you saw the number of persons who came out to engage with him, as well as the mixologist and also our chef, Marvin, who's been doing an excellent job with us. In fact, he was with us on the opening night, Sunday night, when we had the reception, and he did an exceptional job, and people just commented on what he offered in terms of food and beverage. And of course, we have our mixologist, Tanya, who continues to shine and make us all proud and blending all the cocktails and all the rum that we have here. But all in all, I must say that the concept, the theme, and of course we're saying at home with Barbados, which I believe is very appropriate as we roll out other initiatives in this market.
And briefly turning to another key part of your portfolio, connectivity. Again, with all of that wonderful new supply entering the market, that's obviously highly attractive to building stronger relationships with your airline partners.
Yes, and we met with the airline, our 2 main carriers, UK carriers, this trip, and including, there's 3. We had opportunity to meet with Aer Lingus, British Airways, and Virgin Atlantic. Those meetings went very well. We're always looking for opportunities to expand airlift into Barbados, and that was the subject of our discussion. I'm also pleased to say that the double dailies that we had in place for the last 2 years will continue into this season. And that's pleasing news because, as you said, we need more air connectivity, which brings more passengers to destination Barbados. So the double dailies will continue through the season. We also have Aer Lingus soon flying out of Manchester, a very important hub for us. But we have to do more, and what we have to do is look to the future. And look into the future, run it up to the summer, and see how best we can drive additional airlift from within the United Kingdom. Europe is doing well, and we are pleased with the progress and connectivity. And the fact that the airlines have restored or retained the confidence in Barbados by ensuring that all the flights that come into Barbados come through Heathrow. And that is important for connectivity, as you would appreciate in this market in particular.
And of course, your KLM relationship goes from strength to strength.
Yes, we are happy to have KLM back this season, and we hope that will continue into the following season as well. We had an inaugural last week in Barbados. That went very well. And it's important that we continue to celebrate and drive with KLM, but also drive more traffic from that region. As you're aware, the more traffic that we can get from Europe into Barbados, again, helps us to not only fill hotel rooms, but also ensure that the benefits within the tourism sector trickle all the way down through to the ordinary man and woman in Barbados.
And a final reflection from you for the market.
Well, come to Barbados, come see what we have to offer, and you certainly are on with Barbados.
Minister, thank you so much for your time.